What's happening, guys? This is James Blum with MMOHuts.com, here to bring you guys the long overdue list of our top 10 free-to-play anime MMORPGs. Now, I've got to be honest, this is one of the toughest top 10 lists we've ever had to put together. There are plenty of free-to-play anime MMORPGs to choose from, new and old. So we narrowed it down, but still kept a nice range of gameplay mechanics, genres, and overall varieties. So starting out our list at number 10, Spirit Tales. Now, this one was a tough call, but it managed to steal the spot because what it lacks in innovative gameplay and questing variety, it more than makes up for it with its unique ultra chibi characters and animations that practically scream anime. So if you're into MMORPGs for more of the social aspect as well as dressing up your character all the way to cuteness and beyond, then Spirit Tales will not disappoint with one of the best communities on the market. Now, this next one might surprise you a bit, which hopefully is a good thing. Number 9 is Ponyo. With sports games constantly pushing to become more and more realistic, Ponyo stands as a breath of fresh air combining anime quirks and various recognizable styles into the world of surreal golfing. And it does it well. And you don't even have to like golf. With plenty of active tournaments and competitive play, this game stands as an unusual blend of easy to pick up and play mechanics. Unless of course you count the fishing MMOs, but come on, I mean really? The game's got fun customization and enough anime boobs to keep even the most basic of golfing fans interested, and we think that's what gives Ponyo the number 9 spot on our list. Coming back again a little bit more towards the norm, Remnant Knights lands in at number 8. Many gamers looking for an anime fix fail to give Remnant Knights a fair go-around due to its slightly outdated graphics, but what the game lacks visually, it can make up for with an impressive storyline along with plenty of time-waster features sure to keep gamers logging in for a new experience on a regular basis. The dormitory competitive school rivalry between the Dragon and Owl factions is where Remnant Knights truly stands out, as players have plenty of PvP options to keep things intense once the PvE starts to get stale. Unfortunately, rival party raids haven't been implemented as of yet, but we can always keep our hopes up. Littell comes in at number 7 on the list, and you know, it's a common mistake to dismiss Littell as a MapleStory clone given its anime looks and side-scrolling combat nature, but Littell has a much longer standing focus on PvP and much larger sprites to give you an overall more visually appealing customization options. The mechanics are fast and furious, and although a little hard to control at times, they still seem to offer a good enough time to warrant it being at this spot on our list. The game receives regular extensive updates as well, despite all of these years being out, so it's obvious things are only going to get better. This next one holds a special place in the hearts of not only anime-stylized game enthusiasts, but action gamers in general. Number 6 is Grand Chase. This game seems to have taken the mechanics of MapleStory and Littell and built it into gameplay more akin to arcade brawlers from the 90s, with ratings offered at the end of each stage that you can play through alone or with allies. The controls take some getting used to, but offer incredible combos that are just as fun to watch performed as they are to finally master and initiate yourself. The huge cast of characters and content developed over the years really helps this game shine on top of it. Honestly, the cash shop prices and small community are the only thing that's really holding it back from hitting a higher placement on this list. And of course, on a very similar note, we have Elsword at number 5. But saying you like Elsword more than Grand Chase is really like comparing two different types of apples. There's really no right answer, and it just comes down to personal preference. Elsword has a much smaller cast of characters, but each receives far more tender love and care as a result, with multiple branches offered to each that are rebalanced constantly as the game continues to evolve. See what I did there? The sort of story-driven content, vast and well-designed fashion items, hardcore PvP community, and new field system sets the game extremely high in our minds, and therefore hardly ever misses a weekly recap. But along with that, changes in Killer Combo and KOG's company organization is streamlining the process of passing content from the Korean version to North American version, assuring content is coming in the boatloads well into the future. We're just waiting for our nine-tailed fox girl, Ara, and we're all set. I think you guys would agree with me that this next one hasn't got the attention it deserves. Well, don't worry, it's happening now. Number 4 is Nobunaga. The truth is, this game brought innovation so far ahead of its time, it's still rare to see some of its features in games nearly a decade later. Its intense focus on leveling both combat and non-combat related skills through use give it an Elder Scrolls feel, with an anime twist of course. The focus on just hanging out in town, playing custom designed music and making friends is hard to top. Customization is huge, and the reincarnation system basically forces players to continually start over and experiment with new builds and new ways to play the game. If they just put a bit more time into making the combat more fluid and polish the randomly generated dungeons, Nobunaga could very easily sit on top of this list. Okay, so we've mentioned this one a few times already, and there's definitely a reason. Number 3 is MapleStory. MapleStory is the grandpappy of not only the anime MMORPG genre, but the westernized free-to-play market itself. Heck, MMOHuts owes its success to the game's popularity exploding enough to encourage more games like it to jump into the market. And continuous content updates includes new maps, new classes, new competitive game modes, and the ever-popular party quests have only improved on its original design. The cash shop itself has kept itself relatively fair, and the heavy aspect of socializing the game has kept it well funded, with the ever-annoying cash shop whore taking attention-seeking to new heights, prior to being exploded by a random Balrog summoning on their head. The reduction of its painfully hardcore grind has also made the game much more accessible to less hardcore players lately. When it comes to variety, MapleStory is tough to beat. Then again, at number 2 we've got Dragon Nest. Honestly, this game took the free-to-play world by storm with its revolutionary action combat system rivaling console titles for the first time in the MMORPG world. While instance-based, unlike its primary rival in the genre, Dragon Nest's unparalleled concentration on flips, tricks, and over-the-top explosions can wow even the most veteran MMORPG players. The game is continually getting content updates and an ever-expanding level cap, new skills, and a never-ending interesting storyline keeping us coming back for more on a regular basis. And while the game can find itself a bit lacking when it comes to one-on-one PvP balance, the insanity of group combat can't even be touched by any other game in the anime MMO realm. If only the sprites were a bit sexier and polished, but hey, we can't have everything yet. And that brings us to our number 1 spot with Eden Eternal. This game tops our list overall for being good at a little bit of everything, while offering the best feature to hit the MMORPG genre so far this decade. We're of course talking about its signature multi-classing system that lets you switch your character on the fly to any class and even unlock further classes from mastering multiple previous classes. Combine that with gear and stat placement, you can still claim mastery and focus, but never again with this system do you find yourself suffering for an hour straight trying to find a tank or a healer to engage in combat. The post-launch editions of Guild Housing and Guild PvP finally created an endgame that made the occasionally hard grind worthwhile. All this within one of the cutest and most stylized anime MMO looks, granted Eden Eternal its arguable place at the top of our list of the top 10 free-to-play anime MMORPGs. Though if you disagree, let us know, but keep in mind that these games cover a wide range of gameplay mechanics, genres, styles, and focuses, and once again this is one of the toughest lists we've ever had to organize. Be sure to let us know in the comments below which ones are your personal favorites and why, and stay tuned soon for another top 10 style video showcasing some recent free-to-play anime and MMORPGs, as well as some worth looking forward to in the future. Also be sure to check the description below for more details about the games featured in this top list. But until next time guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there gamers.